We're taking a first look at the new Mazda 2. This is a car that's smaller than the Mazda 3, making it the smallest car that Mazda makes. Now, most car makers, when they come up with something small and cheap, they're looking to something just going to get good fuel economy, something that's not going to break your wallet. Now, Mazda, they pride themselves on sports cars like the Mazda Miata. Now, one thing about small, sporty cars like that, they really excel in small, tight courses like an autocross that we have here. So, let's see how it does. The Mazda 2's sole powertrain is a 1.5-liter engine with about 100 horsepower. And that's not a lot of horses. And in fact, it's been quite a while since we've driven a car with that little power. But here's the big surprise. The car actually feels pretty energetic. It's pretty quick. Why is that? How does that make sense? Well, here's the answer. Mazda went nuts when they designed this car to try to get every ounce of weight out of the car. In fact, this touring model that we're driving is about 2350. That's super lightweight in these days. And what that does is it makes the car quicker. It also helps when it comes to fuel economy. In fact, we expect a mid 30 miles per gallon range. That's really excellent for a car that's not a diesel and not a hybrid. Now, to make the most out of this small engine, you do have to do some shifting. This car has the base 5-speed manual transmission, and it's really nice to shift. Mazda does a pretty good job with manual transmissions, and this Mazda 2 is no exception. But what really sets this car apart is the way it handles. The steering is very responsive and very direct. This being a real lightweight, tossable car, it just feels agile and nimble at all times. So while Mazda did a pretty good job of tuning this vehicle, it's not going to escape all the demerits that you're going to find with a small car like this. The ride, well, it's not stiff, but it's certainly not the most comfortable. And the noise, well, it's not terrible for a small car, but there's a fair amount of road noise, and the engine does get buzzy. And it's certainly not the most roomy vehicle in here, but these front seats, well, they do a pretty good job of packaging me. In fact, I got enough headroom, there's plenty of leg room. It's a bit narrow, but I'm fairly comfortable. Now, make no mistake, this is a tiny little car, but Mazda did a great job of making most of the interior room with these compact exterior dimensions. Back here, there's actually some room here for luggage. You can take the rear seats, you could put them forward and actually put some bigger stuff there. Rear seat, that's even more impressive. In such a tiny little car, I actually fit. I got enough headroom, I got enough knee room. Now, it's not super luxurious or comfortable, but I will fit. Being a tiny car like this, you'd expect a low price, and the Mazda 2 is not going to disappoint. In fact, the purchase price starts at under $14,000, and the car, it's not a bargain basement base model at that price. In fact, you get power windows, there's air conditioning, standard stability control, anti-lock brakes, plenty of airbags, and safety. The only real option there is a touring model, which costs about $1,500 more. With the touring model, you get mostly cosmetic things. You'll get the alloy wheels instead of steel wheels. You get a few cosmetic upgrades inside. You get fog lights. The one thing that really does count, though, is cruise control. Unfortunately, the only way to get cruise control is to get that $1,500 package. Well, compared to other subcompacts, the Mazda 2, well, it really is a standout. This car is a lot of fun to drive. But what we're going to do is we're going to buy one and fully test it and let you know how it stacks up against the competition.